morning.
Hey, good morning.
Would you like some coffee?
Yes, thanks. Do you swim?
I used to. Actually, every day. We had a beautiful river behind our house in San Carlos.
Well, this isn't exactly a beautiful river, but feel free to use it. Do you have a bathing suit?
No.
There's a bunch of them up in Felicia's room. You can use one of those.
Thank you. I will sometime.
So what's on your schedule for today?
I'm going to visit my mother. You want to come?
Oh, I wish I could, but there's someone I've got to go see.
Who?
Well, I've made a decision, Claudia. I'm going back with Macy.
Wow. You're really committed to this woman.
Yes, I'm committed. I've always been committed.
I admire you, Thorne.
There's nothing to admire. It's just the way that I am. You make a promise, you keep it. Anyway, I better get going.
Thorne, I wish you the best.
Thanks. I know you do.
Oh, Mother, please don't forget the meeting with Mr. Stone from the bank.
I am perfectly capable of handling cold-hearted banker Stone all by myself.
Oh, Clark, the buyer from Chicago.
Yeah, she's coming in at noon. I'll pick her up at the airport.
Good.
Darling, please, will you just relax and stop worrying so much about the business and start concentrating on what is about to happen to you?
I don't know that anything is about to happen to me, Mother.
Really? Well, let me remind you. Thorne Forrester, your estranged husband, remember him? He has asked to see you. Now, I think that's a very good sign.
The last time I spoke to Thorne, he wasn't exactly in the mood for a reconciliation. So why should it be any different now?
Why? Well, because he's had time to think. Thorne has had time to think about what he's got to lose here. And I want you to think the same way. I want you to get out of here. Right now, I want you to go home, get yourself all fixed up, and prepare to meet with your husband. Darling, be honest with him about your feelings. Let him see the sweet, loving girl that you really are. Take as long as you want. Take a week, take a month. I don't care. Listen, honey, if it was me, I would lock the door and throw away the key. You know what I mean?
All right. I'll get going.
Good. Now, darling, listen to me. He loves you. Never question that.
I never did question it, Mother. Not until Claudia Cortez came into my life, and now I'm just so confused.
Don't be. Claudia Cortez is gone, darling. She is south of the border for good. So you and Thorne can concentrate on picking up the pieces of your marriage.
Okay. You're right. I'll do it this morning.
That's my girl. That's my good girl. Come on. You take care. I love you, sweetheart.
Thanks, Mom.
No, Andre, I've got to have that room today. I don't know, make an excuse. Tell them you screwed up the reservation. Andre, I wouldn't be asking you this if it wasn't very, very important. I've got to have that room today for lunch. Great. Great. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Great. Bye-bye. Yes.
What's this all about?
The private dining room at the club.
You need it today.
Yeah.
Is there a buyer in town I don't know about?
No, this is a very, very special lunch, Mother. I'm taking Taylor there.
Macy?
Thorne, hi.
Hi. I thought we were supposed to meet at the apartment.
I know. I just couldn't. I couldn't wait. Do you mind if we talk here?
No, sure.
Can I ask you a favor first?
Of course.
Would you hold me? you just hold me, Thorne?
You're taking Taylor to lunch. This is wonderful.
I am gonna sweep that lady right off her feet.
Well, you were always wonderful at that.
Well, you ain't seen nothing yet, Mother.
She does know about this.
No, actually, I'm gonna pick her up at her house.
Well, how do you know she's even going to be there?
Because she thinks her father's picking her up.
Sneaky.
I'm telling you, this is the beginning of a fast and furious courtship here. By the end of next week, she and I are gonna be at the altar.
I think you should take it easy this time.
No, easy's never been my style, I'm sorry.
I suppose that I think what I'm trying to say is be sensitive.
Sensitive, I like sensitive. You know, grab her by the hair and pummel her with romance. I like that.
Where did I go wrong with you?
No, you didn't do anything wrong. You did everything right with me, Mother. You might have made a few mistakes with Thorne, though.
He and Macy are going to get together today and have a talk.
That's what I hear. Any idea what's going on?
I hope there's going to be a reconciliation.
So do I, because that guy needs to get his act together.
Promise me something. When this is all settled out, you and he'll sit down and work out your differences.
That's up to him.
I'm not going to argue with you. Have a wonderful lunch. Did you pack a bag?
Maybe I should.
You and Taylor belong together. You know that in your heart.
Yes, I do know that.
Then go and make it happen.
I intend to. See you later.
Once Thorne and Macy get over this crisis in their marriage, there are going to be a lot of changes.
Like what?
Well, for one thing, Macy is going to spend less time worrying about business, and she's going to spend a lot more time taking care of her husband and her marriage.
She might have something to say about that.
Oh, I don't think so. I think my daughter's learned her lesson the hard way. I think she's learned that to have a successful marriage, you have to work hard at it. You have to give it all you got. And that goes double when you are married to a forester. Because when trouble comes, believe me, you are not going to get any help from that quarter. They let you know that you are on your own, baby.
You're still thinking about Eric last night.
Well, of course. I mean, didn't you find it strange that he would be out on the town with Lauren Fenmore when he should have been home, talking to Thorne, trying to talk some sense into him?
Well, I didn't exactly see you up all night with Macy.
Macy is not the problem here. Macy is not the one who strayed off the reservation. It was Thorne who did that. All right? And what Mr. Forrester should have done last night, instead of go out to dine with a lady, is give that boy the lecture of his life. Teach him a few things about how to make a marriage work, about honor and fidelity. And I'll tell you something else he should have done, and he didn't do, and this really burns me up. The minute he heard about that Claudia Cortez woman, Eric Forrester should have gone down into his office and fired her on the spot.
Easy, Sally, easy. Okay? Man, I'm glad I'm not that banker today.
Well, is that better?
So far, so good. Now, what is it that you want to tell me?
I admit, I should have been more open about hiring Claudia. I shouldn't have kept that from you. That was a mistake. I didn't tell you because I knew you would overreact. It's not an excuse. But be that as it may, the bigger mistake was made by you.
And why is that?
You didn't trust me. You questioned my faithfulness.
Thorne, she was throwing herself at you.
No, she wasn't.
You know, if you were a woman, I think you would see that she was.
Okay, even if that's true, it doesn't matter. The issue here is me, Macy, not Claudia. You thought I was having an affair. Now, isn't that the truth, really?
Well, Thorne, did you want me to come here so that you could lecture me? Because if that's the case,
No.
then...
I want you back. That's what this is about. I want to revive our marriage, Macy.
Well, here we are. Well, look at this. Table for two in the private dining room. Who would have thought? Champagne, my love? It's too early in the day.
It's getting late in the day very fast.
Good. I'll take that as a yes.
You want to tell me what's going on here?
Just me being me, Doc. You have a problem with that?
What about the fall showing?
Schedule around it.
You want to take a 2-week ski trip to Europe while you design a major fashion show.
Just have to plan for it.
You were never able to do that before,
I never wanted to do that before.
and you want to do it this year.
Only if my wife will come along with me. What do you say?
If we're married, I'd love to go on a ski trip with you.
Well, that was easy. I'll have Trish make the reservations.
Aren't you putting the cart before the horse?
Doc, you know and I know that eventually we're going to end up together. Now we can drag this thing out, dot the I's, cross the T's, discuss it, fight a little bit, make up, shed a few tears, and then get married. Or we can do what mature adults do and fly off to Vegas this weekend and break the news Monday morning. Either way, we're going to end up in the same place. One's going to take longer. Which do you prefer?
You know something, Clark? What do you bet Thorne and Macy have already retired to the bedroom to make up?
Well, there's a thought.
They love each other, you know. Once they're alone together, they won't be able to keep their hands off each other.
You think that'll solve the problem?
The problem has gone south, remember? I'll admit, you know, at the time, I felt pretty lousy about what I did, okay? But having watched that young lady since, I think it was the best move we ever could have made in our entire lives, turning that girl in.
So the INS deported her, huh?
Well, I haven't heard the official word from the hearing yet, but what else could they do? Of course they deported her, so it is adios to Claudia Cortez.
Do you think she was lying about this dangerous business back home?
Well, of course I think so. Of course I think so. That girl knows how to take care of herself. She'll be perfectly safe. I mean, don't you think so?
Well, I just hate to be responsible for, something like this.
Well, don't do that. Now, don't do that. Don't lay that responsibility rap on me. I refuse to take responsibility. She deserves everything she can get, you know? Now, listen, let's get back to work, okay? Let's forget all about Claudia Cortez, huh? Come on. I mean, what was she thinking of in the first place? Miss Claudia Cortez, what was she doing? Coming over here to the States without the proper papers, trying to get work without the proper permit, taking advantage of my son-in-law's vulnerability, trying to break up my daughter's marriage? Oh, come on. Well, that's the biggest mistake that girl ever made in her entire life.
You wanted to see me so that we could reconcile?
That's right.
Oh, honey, after our last talk, I was so
Hey,
worried.
hey, hey. Forget about our last talk, okay? A lot's happened since then. Look, Macy, we have a lot of healing to do. But it's not going to happen with you living at the apartment and me living here. We want this marriage to work, and I do. We have to do this together.
I've been praying to hear those words.
Well, consider it one prayer answered.
Oh, God. I just didn't think it would happen this soon. I mean, I really thought you needed some more time.
For what?
Well, I mean, I thought you needed time to get over what happened to Claudia. Honey, I know I was wrong in not trusting you. But I want you to know that I turned her in because I really felt like I was doing the right thing. We could have never worked out our problems with her here. What?
You don't know.
I don't know what.
What happened at Claudia's hearing?
Well, I assumed that...
I gotta say, you are making this offer of yours sound very tempting.
Well, Doc, don't feel any pressure at all. None whatsoever. I mean, a plane leaves for Vegas every half hour.
Stop it.
Not until I have a ring on your finger and you have one through my nose.
Oh, now I'm really tempted.
Well, take advantage of it. You may not have me in this position very long.
What's the rush?
I can't believe you're saying that. We were supposed to be married last week.
Have you talked to your brother?
Oh, please don't spoil the mood here.
Rich, I'm serious. You have to work this out.
It's worked out. I stay out of his life. He stays out of mine.
What about mine?
He doesn't go anywhere near you. Taylor, please, let's not talk about Thorne. This is a very sore spot. I don't want to talk about it.
So you want me to treat him the way you treat him?
I don't want you treating him at all.
He's a friend of mine.
He's a jerk. Can we please not talk about Thorne?
Okay, fine.
Look what he's done to us. We can't even have a decent conversation. I don't know. Forget it.
Let's just finish lunch and not do this.
Amen. Maybe we better go.
What the hell is this, Thorne? What is going on?
Macy, I thought you would have known by now.
Known what?
The court agreed to put Mother in charge of Claudia while she awaits political asylum.
Are you telling me that she is living here?
Yes, honey, only
I
until
don't believe this. You are sharing a home with her. This is a woman who is the cause of all of our problems, Thorne. I can't believe you would agree to this.
Macy, it wasn't his idea.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you didn't object. And I'll bet you didn't either.
Honey, she couldn't be sent back. She would have been killed.
Well, then why isn't she living with her family?
Because the ruling stipulates that she stay here with Mother.
If she has to live here, Thorne, then you should have moved out. But you didn't. I'll bet that never even crossed your mind, did it? If you cared about me, if you cared at all about our marriage, Thorne, you wouldn't be living here with her. I can't believe you don't have the sensitivity to see that. This is too much. This is too much. I can't take this anymore, Thorne. I just cannot take this anymore. I'm sorry. I want a divorce.
Macy, you don't mean...
You'll be hearing from my attorney.
Macy! Macy! Macy, stop!